Today, we will explore one of the most fascinating passages in the Bible, the story of Moses and the burning bush. This ancient narrative offers us not only an exciting insight into the divine call, but also profound lessons of faith and courage that can be applied in our lives today. Let's dive into these inspiring lessons as we unravel the mysteries of the burning bush and the 5 lessons we can draw from it. In the first lesson, Moses is called by God through a transcendental experience before the burning bush. This moment of encounter with the divine emphasizes the importance of being attentive to the signs that God sends us in our own lives. Like Moses, we are often called to a greater mission, and it is essential to cultivate a spiritual sensitivity to recognize and respond to this call. The history of the burning bush teaches us that God is always present, inviting us to participate in His redemptive plan for the world. In the second lesson, the interaction between Moses and God in the presence of the burning bush underscores divine holiness and power. God's command for Moses to take off his sandals as a sign of reverence highlights the need to recognize the holiness of God in our own lives. This attitude of respect and humility before the sacred reminds us of the importance of an intimate and reverent relationship with the Creator. Moreover, the history of the burning bush teaches us about the transcendence of God and His presence in all things. The burning bush, not consumed by fire, symbolizes the incomprehensible and mysterious nature of God, which is beyond our human comprehension. This lesson invites us to cultivate a spirituality that recognizes the greatness and majesty of the divine, keeping us always aware of God's presence in our lives. In the third lesson, God's promise to Moses to deliver the people of Israel from slavery in Egypt highlights divine faithfulness in fulfilling His promises. Even in the face of difficulties and challenges, this promise is fulfilled throughout the history of Moses and the people of Israel, demonstrating God's care and love for His people. This narrative inspires us to trust God's promises in our own lives, reminding us that He is faithful to fulfill what He promises. The history of the burning bush also teaches us about the importance of recognizing the specific call that God has for each of us. Moses was chosen and called by God for a specific mission to lead the people of Israel to freedom, highlighting the uniqueness and purpose that God has for each of us. This lesson encourages us to seek and follow God's call in our lives, confident that He will enable us to fulfill the purpose for which we have been assigned. In the fourth lesson, Moses' initial hesitation to accept God's call highlights the reality of human resistance to the unknown and the challenge. However, in finally choosing obedience, Moses demonstrates courage and confidence in divine guidance, even in the face of uncertainty. This narrative reminds us of the importance of overcoming our fears and doubts, relying on God's wisdom and power to guide us on our journey. Moses' obedience also teaches us about the importance of trusting God's leadership in our lives, even when circumstances seem adverse. By trusting in divine guidance and acting in obedience, Moses becomes a powerful instrument in God's hands to accomplish His redemptive purposes. This lesson encourages us to trust in the wisdom and sovereignty of God in all areas of our lives, confident that He is able to lead us toward His perfect plan. In the fifth lesson, the story of Moses in the burning bush reminds us of the miraculous power of God in action. The extraordinary events that followed, such as the plagues in Egypt and the opening of the Red Sea, highlight the divine ability to intervene in human history in incomprehensible ways. These miracles demonstrate God's power over the forces of nature and His faithfulness in fulfilling His promises. Moreover, the narrative invites us to trust in the power of God in our own lives, even in the face of the most challenging situations. Just as God acted miraculously to free the people of Israel from slavery, He is also able to perform miracles in our lives, bringing deliverance, healing, and restoration. This lesson encourages us to keep our faith and hope firm, trusting in God's sovereign power to overcome any obstacle we may face. At the conclusion of this video, it is crucial to reinforce the powerful lessons drawn from the story of Moses and the burning bush. We can summarize these lessons in a call to reflection and action, encouraging viewers to apply these teachings in their own lives. In addition, it's important to thank viewers for their dedicated time and encourage them to subscribe, share, and leave comments on the channel, promoting ongoing engagement with the content. In closing, we can express the hope that these lessons will inspire and strengthen the faith of all who have attended, reminding them of God's love and transforming power in their lives.